Salmon fishing is an exciting and highly technical process. Usually, people use nets or fishing rods to harvest this fish. During the salmon migration season, fishermen often gather in large rivers where salmon swim to spawn. Choosing the right time and place is very important, because salmon often move along specific currents. In addition, some fishermen also use special baits to attract salmon, such as fake baits that imitate the small fish they often eat. When fishing, patience and finesse in pulling the rod are also decisive factors, because salmon are very strong and can easily escape the hook if not handled skillfully. Finally, after catching, preserving the salmon to keep it fresh is also very important, ensuring that the dish is always delicious. After catching salmon, immediate preservation is very necessary. Fishermen often use ice or cold water containers to keep the fish fresh for a long time. If not consumed immediately, salmon can be processed into many different dishes, such as smoked, grilled or made into sushi. Each processing method brings its own unique flavor, enhancing the sweetness and fat of the fish meat. In particular, salmon is known not only for its delicious taste but also for its high nutritional value. It contains a lot of omega-3, vitamin D and protein, which are very good for health. Therefore, catching salmon not only brings economic benefits to fishermen but also contributes to the diverse and rich cuisine of many cultures. However, to protect this resource, fishing must comply with conservation regulations and restrictions to ensure that salmon can still reproduce and maintain populations in the future. In addition to complying with conservation regulations, applying sustainable fishing methods is also very important. Many fishermen have now turned to using advanced technologies and techniques to minimize their impact on the environment. For example, they can use nets that do not harm other fish species or choose fishing areas that do not affect salmon spawning. In addition, there is an increasing emphasis on educating the community about the importance of protecting salmon. Conservation organizations often organize awareness programs to help fishermen better understand the ecosystem and how to maintain marine resources in a sustainable way. Ultimately, salmon is not only a food source but also a symbol of the wealth and vitality of rivers. Maintaining and protecting this fish species is not only economically significant, but also contributes to preserving cultural and environmental heritage for future generations. Indeed, every salmon catch is not only an economic activity but also a great responsibility towards nature. In addition to conservation and sustainability efforts, salmon fishing also contributes to creating opportunities for ecotourism. Many areas famous for their salmon migration have become attractive destinations for tourists, creating interesting experiences such as participating in fishing trips, watching salmon go over the falls, or enjoying local cuisine. This not only helps develop the local economy but also raises awareness of environmental protection in the community. In addition, ecological studies are regularly conducted to monitor the health of salmon populations, in order to provide timely interventions if necessary. The combination of science, economics and education has created a sustainable circle, ensuring that salmon continue to be a valuable resource for humans and ecosystems. In short, Salmon fishing is not simply a profession but also an important part of maintaining the balance between humans and nature. Understanding and respecting this fish, as well as its habitat, will help us protect this heritage for future generations. The combined efforts of communities, fishermen and conservation organizations will create a brighter future for salmon and the ecosystems they depend on. In addition, the development of salmon farming models is also being focused on to reduce pressure on wild salmon populations. Salmon farming not only helps provide a stable food source but can also reduce overfishing, protect natural water sources and wild salmon habitats. Modern salmon farms often apply advanced technology to ensure the best rearing conditions, while monitoring water and feed quality to ensure the final product meets high standards. However, salmon farming also poses environmental challenges, such as water pollution and the spread of disease. Therefore, sustainable management of fish farms is very important, including implementing biosecurity measures and selecting healthy fish. Finally, educating the community about the origins and benefits of farmed salmon as well as wild salmon is essential. As consumers become more aware of the production process and the protection of this resource, they will tend to choose sustainable products, contributing to the positive development of the seafood industry. In short, from wild fishing to sustainable farming, salmon is not only a nutritious food but also an important part of economic, cultural and environmental development, combining tradition and technology, as well as the awareness to protect natural resources. Will help maintain precious salmon resources for future generations. In addition to farming and fishing, the interest in salmon also opens up opportunities for scientific research to protect and restore wild salmon populations. Researchers are working tirelessly to better understand the behavior, spawning habits and migration of salmon. Such information is essential for developing effective conservation strategies. For example, some projects have been successful in restoring polluted rivers to create more favorable habitats for salmon. Measures such as improving water quality, restoring riparian forest ecosystems, and building fish ladders to help salmon overcome artificial barriers have been implemented. In addition, communities also play an important role in conservation efforts. NGOs and volunteer groups regularly organize environmental cleanups, plant trees along rivers, and educate people about the importance of protecting salmon and freshwater ecosystems. Finally, connecting fishermen, scientists, authorities, and communities is essential. This collaboration will create a strong support network, thereby building a sustainable management model for salmon, ensuring that this resource not only exists but also develops in the future. Thus, salmon is not only a food or a fish but also a symbol of the interaction between humans and nature. The protection and sustainable development of salmon will help preserve biodiversity and protect habitats for future generations. In addition to conservation and research efforts, raising public awareness of the importance of salmon is equally important. Education and communication can help people better understand the role of salmon in the ecosystem and culinary culture of many countries. School education programs and community activities regularly organize presentations, workshops and field trips to introduce the ecology of salmon and the importance of protecting them. An integral part of the conservation strategy is to promote sustainable consumption of salmon. Consumers can choose to buy salmon from sustainable farms or conservation-caught salmon, which will contribute to promoting environmentally friendly production methods. Many brands have also begun to publish certifications on the sustainability of their products, making it easier for consumers to choose. In addition, festivals and cultural events around salmon are also held to celebrate the value of this fish. These events not only attract tourists but also create opportunities for the community to connect and share knowledge about salmon conservation. Salmon-specific dishes, such as sushi, smoked salmon, and grilled salmon, are often featured at these events, raising awareness of sustainable cuisine. Ultimately, the future of salmon depends on the collective efforts of all stakeholders. Collaboration between fishermen, scientists, governments, conservation organizations, and the public will create an effective management model that not only protects salmon, but also maintains the health of freshwater ecosystems. By working together, we can ensure that salmon will continue to survive and thrive, benefiting both people and nature for generations to come. Another important aspect of salmon conservation is the monitoring and evaluation of current conservation programs. Scientists regularly conduct research and collect data to evaluate the effectiveness of conservation measures that have been implemented. By analyzing data on salmon populations, ecosystem health, and environmental factors, they can make recommendations for improvements or policy adjustments to optimize conservation efforts. At the same time, the use of modern technology also contributes to conservation. Satellite monitoring systems, sensors, and autonomous cameras are increasingly being used to monitor salmon migration and environmental conditions. These technologies not only help collect data quickly but also minimize human impacts on the natural environment. International cooperation programs are also important. Salmon are migratory species, so their protection cannot be limited to one country. Countries with wild salmon populations often cooperate to manage and protect the species. From sharing information to implementing joint conservation campaigns, this cross-border cooperation is essential to ensure that salmon populations remain healthy and sustainable. Finally, as climate change accelerates, salmon conservation faces new challenges. Rising water temperatures, changes in spawning cycles and river flows can affect their survival. Therefore, studying and predicting the impacts of climate change is extremely important. Adaptation and mitigation measures must also be implemented to protect salmon and freshwater ecosystems from these changes. In short, salmon conservation is a multi-dimensional and interdisciplinary process that requires close cooperation between many parties. From scientific research, public education to advanced technology and international cooperation, all have an important role to play in protecting and sustainably developing this precious resource. Only when we act together can salmon continue to be an integral part of our nature and culture. Salmon fishing usually takes place during the migration season, when they swim from the sea into rivers to spawn. Fishermen use methods such as trawling, drop nets or pole and line to harvest the fish. Once caught, salmon need to be processed immediately to ensure freshness. Salmon processing can include many methods such as smoking, grilling or making sushi. For smoked salmon, the fish is often salted and seasoned before being put into the smoker, creating a distinctive flavor and preserving freshness. Grilled salmon is often marinated with spices such as lemon, garlic and herbs, giving it a delicious, fatty flavor. When made into sushi, salmon is sliced into thin slices and is often combined with rice, seaweed and other ingredients, creating an attractive and nutritious dish. In addition to traditional preparation methods, salmon can also be applied in many different dishes, helping to enhance the natural flavor of this fish. For example, salmon can be made into sashimi, where the raw fish is sliced thinly and served with soy sauce, wasabi and ginger. Another popular preparation is grilled salmon in foil, in which the fish is wrapped in foil with vegetables and spices, helping to retain moisture and flavor. Salmon is also very suitable for salads, where the fish is steamed or grilled and combined with fresh green vegetables, light dressing, creating a nutritious and delicious dish. In addition, salmon can also be made into pâté or spread, which is very suitable for parties or served with bread. With high nutritional value, salmon not only brings delicious flavor but also provides a lot of omega-3 protein and vitamin D, which is very good for health. Therefore, salmon is becoming an increasingly popular choice on the menu of many families and restaurants. The combination of sustainable fishing techniques and creative processing methods not only helps to preserve this resource but also brings interesting culinary experiences to diners to maximize the nutritional value and flavor of salmon. Many chefs also experiment with a variety of spices and ingredients. For example, grilled salmon is often marinated with honey or maple syrup, providing the perfect combination of sweetness and fat of the fish. In addition, herbs such as dill, rosemary or parsley are also very popular, helping to enhance the aroma and highlight the natural sweetness of the fish. In addition to processing, the way the dish is presented also plays an important role in attracting diners. Salmon dishes beautifully decorated with fresh vegetables, edible flowers or artistic sauces are not only delicious but also make a strong impression. A current trend is to use salmon in vegetarian dishes, where salmon is made from plant materials such as tofu or seaweed, creating interesting and novel dishes for vegetarians who still want to enjoy the same taste. Finally, combining salmon with modern processing methods such as sous vide, which helps retain the best moisture and flavor. Is also being applied by many chefs. This method ensures that the salmon is cooked evenly without losing nutrients, providing a perfect culinary experience. Thus, from sustainable fishing to creative processing methods, salmon is not only a valuable food source but also an endless source of inspiration for culinary artists. The diversity in processing and enjoying salmon is a testament to its special position in global cuisine. In addition to traditional and modern processing methods, salmon can also be transformed into many other creative dishes, suitable for the taste and preferences of each region. For example, in Nordic cuisine, salmon is often served with mashed potatoes and lemon sauce, creating a wonderful blend of the fatty taste of the fish and a light sour taste. A prominent trend in recent times is the use of salmon in street food. Food trucks often process salmon into dishes such as grilled salmon sandwiches or sushi rolls, attracting the attention of diners with rich flavors and convenience. This not only enriches culinary culture but also helps salmon reach a wider range of consumers. In addition, salmon is also very suitable for combining with grains, such as quinoa or farro, to create nutritious salads. These salads are not only delicious but also rich in fiber and vitamins. Very suitable for those who want to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Developing recipes for salmon in vegetarian cuisine is also becoming a trend. Dishes such as vegan salmon cakes or salmon bread made from plant ingredients are attracting many consumers who love culinary creativity while still ensuring health. Finally, combining salmon with spices typical of each culture also brings new culinary experiences. From the spicy spices of Mexican cuisine to the passionate flavors of Asian cuisine, salmon can be easily adapted and bring impressive dishes. All of this shows that salmon is not just a food, but also an endless source of inspiration for chefs and diners. Creativity in the way salmon is prepared and enjoyed helps affirm its position in the hearts of consumers around the world. In addition to creativity in preparation, salmon can also be combined with local ingredients, creating dishes that are imbued with the cultural identity of each region. For example, in coastal areas of Vietnam, salmon can be combined with traditional spices such as fish sauce, lemon and green pepper, bringing a rich and distinctive flavor to local cuisine. Salmon dishes are also often served with raw vegetables, helping to balance the fatty taste of the fish and create a perfect meal. At parties, salmon is often prepared as an appetizer, such as salmon wrapped in vegetables or salmon cheese, which easily attracts diners at first sight. In addition, with the development of food technology, more and more processed products from salmon appear on the market, such as packaged smoked salmon, or salmon sauces. This is not only convenient for consumers but also helps raise awareness of the nutritional value of salmon in the daily diet. Salmon is also often used by chefs to create artistic dishes, where form and flavor blend together. Exquisitely presented sushi or sashimi dishes are not only delicious but also impress diners with their aesthetic beauty. Finally, combining salmon with drinks also brings interesting experiences. White wine, beer or fruit cocktails are often recommended to enjoy with salmon, creating a wonderful harmony between the flavors of the dish and the drink. In short, salmon is not only a nutritious dish but also an endless source of inspiration for culinary creativity, from traditional dishes to modern creations. Salmon holds a special place in the hearts of food lovers around the world, not only stopping at main dishes. Salmon can also be processed into many unique desserts, enriching the menu. Some chefs have experimented with making salmon mousse, a special and novel dessert, combining the fatty taste of salmon with fresh cream and spices, creating a delicate flavor, suitable for luxurious parties, in parties or events. The use of salmon as an ingredient for snacks is also very popular. Small sandwiches with salmon filling, salmon salad or salmon canapé are often served as an attractive, easy-to-eat option, and can be combined with many different sauces such as lemon sauce, mayonnaise or butter sauce. Salmon is also often used in soups or broths, where the flavor of the fish blends with vegetables, spices and a slightly sweet broth. Salmon soup can be an ideal choice for cold days, bringing a warm and pleasant feeling. It is impossible not to mention the development of salmon products for vegetarians or vegans. Dishes such as imitation salmon made from tofu or seaweed are attracting a lot of attention. allowing those who do not eat fish to still enjoy the same taste without harming natural resources. Finally, the exploitation of salmon in culinary events and festivals is also becoming more and more popular. These events not only create opportunities for chefs to introduce their talents but also create a space for the community to connect.